Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Shay here from Curate Soul. I just wanted to take some time and offer the bhavana, our energetic that we are working with for the month of April. So I apologize. This is a little late getting to you all. We are here at mid-month now. The month started with my annual spring Ayurvedic cleanse, and that actually took a bit longer than it has before. Usually it's about a 7-day cleanse period. This time it lasted 10 or 11. I ended up getting sick the very first day of my cleanse, a nice little spring head cold. And so I had to kind of slow the process and lengthen it and get healthy again before I was able to kind of finish that process. So everything that I had planned had to kind of pivot and shift to later in the month, and I am finally getting around to our monthly bhavana and the newsletter going out. So thank you for your patience. So I mentioned last month that I am working with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck to create some connection between yogic and Ayurvedic philosophy for my monthly bhavanas, our monthly energetics that I work with clients, as well as in my public classes, and then for all of my newsletter subscribers. And so for the first, for the year, what I did was pull a card for each month to relate some yogic and Ayurvedic philosophy and psychology and themes based on these animal energetics. So here's the deck. Actually, just wanted to show you kind of what the cover looks like. It's a beautiful deck. It's boxed beautifully as well. And kind of gave you a short recap of January, February, and March. And here we are in April. And so our animal for April was the deer. Beautiful card here. Deer is part of the earth element. And the qualities and energetics of the deer are being intuitive, loving, graceful. She's the feminine aspect of earth energy and also related to the mother archetype, where March was the cheetah, very fiery animal, and the cheetah represented the masculine aspects of earth energy. We have now moved into the feminine aspects, which I thought was very fitting for springtime. We are in the thick of spring. There's lots of new growth. Many things are in bloom. There are longer days of sunlight. We're probably coming into more springtime showers. So really getting into that kind of kapha, wet, lush energy. Kapha being one of the Ayurvedic doshas, and water being that nourishing quality that helps continue life to bloom and to thrive. And so this deer energy is a call for a celebration of new life, as well as gentleness and compassion in situations that we experience in our life experiences. And so again, the deer is related to the earth element, and so is kapha season. Kapha season is the combination of the earth and water elements, those qualities of heavy, dense, stable, static, sticky, thick. Kapha is basically we can think of kapha as like the building blocks. It's our tissues, our bones, our skeleton, our youth. So from newborn to about 20 are the kapha years of our lives. That's when we're creating foundation, not just in our physical body when the body's growing, but also the foundation of our psyche. We are learning to live in community with those around us. Our caregivers are teaching us kind of what is the accepted way of life, what our culture is. So these building blocks of our not just individual philosophies, but collective philosophies. So that is what our kapha years of life are kind of incorporating there. It's our foundation. So we can lean into this aspect of the mother archetype. And when I speak to the mother archetype, yes, many of us harbor these mothering qualities of gentleness, kindness, compassion, support, but not everyone embodies the mother archetype. And the difference here is that the mother archetype, somebody who embodies that, it is kind of their purpose, their dharma in life, to serve, to be this kind of rock to lean on, this supportive person in someone else's life, to offer compassion, to offer nurturing, anything that is needed for kind of growth and expansion. The mother archetype, it's their dharma to serve, to lean into this purpose of serving others and supporting others. And so we can also look at some of the other aspects of the mother archetype and relate that to kapha season, as well as some other qualities of the deer of intuition. Feminine intuition has been spoken about for years and years and years. It's this quality of inner knowing. And this idea of becoming quiet and still and listening inward. What is it that is guiding us? So turning our awareness inward and learning to mother ourselves in a way, to hear that place within us that, as Swami Rama says, knows and knows that it knows. To find that place, to let our intuition guide us. And with all of this external kind of stimuli in the world, sometimes there's a lot of mental noise and mental chatter that can really kind of drown out our intuition. So this deer energetic is asking us to get quiet, to maybe go sit outside in the sunshine, in a quiet place, whether it's the park or in the middle of the forest, and just turn our gaze inward, turn our listening inward, to let all of the external noise, all the external stimuli just melt and begin to listen to that place within us that is our guiding light. And I say guiding light because we can relate the moon to this intuitive quality as well as this mother archetype to the feminine energy. The moon is that which illuminates what is in the dark for us. It is a guiding light in the darkness especially. And when we think of intuition, we don't think of looking outward for it. We, again, think about looking inward, kind of that darker, buried aspect that we know that it's there, but it takes a little effort to listen and to hear. And so as we move through the rest of this month, the last half of April, with this deer energetic of intuition, loving, kindness, compassion, gentleness, gracefulness, maybe just ask yourself, who in your life kind of embodied this mother archetype for you, especially growing up? Where did you see or learn these qualities of self-care, or turning your awareness inward and listening to whether you feel your intuition in your heart, or whether it's your belly, the gut instinct? Where do you sense your intuitive magic happening? Who taught you to listen into that? How are you supported in listening to your intuition? And do you continue to listen to it, or is it hard to hear? And so just asking yourselves, what is this connection? And do you use this this awareness, this knowledge of, if you're connected to your intuition, do you use it to guide you through your daily lives? Or if you feel a little disconnected through your intuition, do you feel that affects the quality of your daily life? So we've got some deep self-inquiry that we can work with here. And no matter what is coming up with these questions, again, reminding yourself to offer compassion. There's no right or wrong here. We're just beginning to explore these qualities of our inner landscape and to offer ourselves grace and compassion and gentleness and support, to mother ourselves, especially if we find that we don't have a current kind of mother archetyped figure in our lives, or if we felt that we were lacking that, especially growing up. That is always something that we can come back to within ourselves, this mothering quality, this supportive quality. What else? So again, we spoke about the moon. We talked about who kind of mothered you as a child, who embodied these qualities of maybe self-care and listening to intuition and supporting that intuition guiding you. So I encourage you to dive deep into some of those questions, maybe journal about them, get out into nature. It is absolutely beautiful, especially here in Savannah right now, and just reconnect with that quality. Watch how nature mothers all of the new life around, through rains, the watering, through just the growing, the sunlight, the moonlight, and this aspect of just offering support and nourishment. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the short little Dharma talk, bhavana, for April, and tune back in soon for the next month's bhavana. We'll be exploring a different animal. Feel free to share any feedback in the comments or in the newsletter. You can always reply to the newsletter, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks so much.